Good evening.
Or are we live?
I think so. Yep, there we go. Hey, good evening. How's it going? We're live, and it's always good to be here with you. I'm going to get the recording started. All right, we're back. Here we are, live with our nightcap. And yeah, I was going through, and I'm Carlos, by the way, my beautiful wife. And so it's nightcap. Yeah. Cheers. Drink. Tasty. Thank you. Um, as we are doing these events, I was kind of processing through like what we want to accomplish on these nightcaps. And we're live every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're also, just to let you know, we do Coffee Connects as well. We won't be doing it this week because we're traveling we've got to prepare and then travel for a wedding. Ken and Hope will be becoming one flesh. Is super powerful on the 23rd. We are very big believers and proponents of marriage. We love marriage and love marriage mastery. And so, yeah, it's exciting to go and help officiate with their wedding. Let's just give you an overview of kind of what we want to accomplish, why you join us. This is our debriefing of the day, and we kind of unwind and explore the week's adventures from last week, and any kind of heartfelt discussions, celebrating breakthroughs and things from our incredible journey of the week. Because today's one of our heaviest, most loaded days of mentorship for both of us working with our community. We see it as partnering and yoking up with them. So I just kind of want to give you an overview and tell you kind of what we look at and what we're doing on these. Why would you join us? It's raw and real. First of all, it's unscripted, so you never know what I'll say. And
Except that.
yeah. And then but we like to we will entertain questions too if you're here live with us or have questions from other things we're doing if you're part of our community. But for us it's really about our community triumphs and things that are happening. And yeah, grab a nightcap and join us, every Monday night. And it's been a journey. Like even getting to a place where we start creating content regularly, where we try not to spill on our shirt. I just like to point it out because my wife already told me, I'm like, oh, I don't really care. But she does. She's like, so I do usually change. I just didn't have time. Oh, it's all good. I like this shirt though.
So how was your day?
Gosh, dang. I don't even remember. My day started at 4:30. So yeah, it was good. It's really
How
good.
was your workout?
Way better than last Friday. I mean, that's been our health breakthrough. Has been yeah, health breakthrough for us has definitely been we upped our game. We were working out 2 days a week last year, or the year before, I should say, probably.
So what was today's workout?
Uh, we did some bench press.
He's like, I don't even remember.
No, I do. We did some bench press. And then we did this whole thing where we did 4 rounds of 1 minute spurts where we did the bike for a minute. We did step ups for a minute, holding weighted step ups. Then we did the kettlebell swings, right? And then we did um, lunges with the squat. So lunge, and then squat. And see the thing about
Med ball, bed bugs.
Oh, how could I forget those? Oh, they're brutal. If you've never done
They're so good.
med ball, dead bugs or bed bugs, whatever, dead bugs, they're brutal. yeah, you got to get the rhythm right. So like, I'll show you. Let me demonstrate.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
demonstrate. Whoa.
Never know what you're
Whoa.
gonna see. It's raw and real and unscripted. Okay, so you're holding the med ball against your legs, and then
Except you're flat.
you've got to go like opposite hand. So if my right hand goes back, then my left leg goes out, and I hold the med ball against my right knee. And then you switch it over. And then this one goes out, and I hold it with my left. Yeah, I know. Not a very good demonstration, but
Awkward.
yeah. That's kind of how you do it. If I had a med ball, I'd show you. I'd get on the floor and
They're
shoot it.
actually great.
They're like, oh, a lot of core and back and everything. It's good.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, yeah, with my weight, I was doing like 45 pounds. I'm like, that's kind of heavy. I was like, well, I used to weigh that. I just dropped 55 pounds in the last couple of years. So it's what I used to weigh. So I need to be reminded of that if I could carry it around before I can carry it around now. So it
Puts
was
things
heavy
in
though.
perspective, right?
But what I liked about today in our workout, and health is a big deal for us, was it could be easy if you wanted it to be. Because it was just you did it for 40 seconds on, 20 seconds in between. You change to the next thing, right? Or kind of have a 10-second rest and change to the next thing. So like you pedal on the bike and then you go from there to the dead bug thing. Um, and that's what I mean. You had like 20 seconds transition. So it is me versus me. Like when I was doing the bike, what was your target? What did you base your target on when you're doing the bike?
A bike target?
Yeah, I mean, like, did you have a certain distance or anything you wanted to do while you're doing the bike?
Oh no, baby. I was going with the rhythm of the music.
Oh, okay. So for me, there's a little thing on
I
the
was in spin
bike.
class for that.
When you're pedaling, right, it shows you how many calories you're gonna burn. And I remember the first time we got on there and I was going pretty hard. I was like, oh, I'll try to hit 10 calories. That's pretty good. But then when I passed 10 pretty quick, I was like, I guess I gotta raise the bar. So on that same first ride, I'm like, I guess I can hit 15. And so I hit 15, but the first pedaling ride is always easiest. But that did set my standard for the rest. And actually, I'm proud to say the fourth time, because we did 4 rounds, like I hit 17 actually. I was pushing it pretty hard, core. Um, but yeah, that's how I did it. And that's what I mean in those kind of workouts where you get to do as many reps as you want, as many as you can in that time frame, and you go super slow if you want. The dead bugs, it doesn't matter how slow you go, it still
You have
hurts.
to go slow though if you want to have correct form.
Right, but I was saying like the kettlebell swings, you could go one and then hold it and sit there for like 10 seconds and then go two. But no, it's one and just keep going. Boom. You like my visuals? I'm pointing in not even saying all this like it is. It's a mindset game. Because if you choose to make your workout hard, then life becomes easy. But if you choose to make your workout easy, then life would be hard, right? You'd be so I try my best not to choose easy. Yeah, I think that's a good lesson all the time that I work on. And, you know, transformation. If you want transformation, you work with people that are committed to it in their own lives. Little nugget. I mean, that's for real. Like, yeah. So, yeah, it is a lot of calls. And I've been doing a lot of calls with previous clients because we've refined our process for sure. And we know that we kind of really, really have a understanding of what we do in our 3 C's of connection. So it's been good. Like I have a lot of repetitive when I'm meeting with, revisiting with clients and tell them about our new marriage mastery program. So, but it's interesting to watch just the reality of what we deal with in our world. I just want to say this to you, if you're watching, like seriously, you're not alone. You're not alone that you don't have confidence. Seriously, you're not alone. Seriously, I think it's important because that's kind of been my big breakthrough in Revelation. The more and more and more we talk to people like that, what we have discovered, this recipe, if you would, or these keys we've unlocked without confidence. And sometimes what we find is someone has confidence maybe in work or business. They're doing really well. They're making good money. They have good confidence in business. Then you tell them to go, find a spouse, and they're like, they freak out. Like, it's interesting. And they have this fear of what if I pick the wrong one? What if it's not the one that God chose for me? So, yeah, that's a lot. Confidence is a big deal, really, really big deal. And so then that confidence will lead to good, beneficial communication. And that communication with confidence then definitely allows you to be committed. And I think that's true across the board. Just pause for a minute, think about that. I'm going to sleep while you pause and think about it. I am tired. That workout was pretty brutal.
It was good.
Back to the workout.
It was good. We did an extra round.
But the more we do it, look at this. The more we become more confident. Those guns, look at those guns. Why not? You become more confident the more you do it, and then you're able to communicate about your health and your fitness because you're getting results in your life, so you can talk about it and then compound some more results. Then you become more committed as you get more results. See, there it is. 3 C's of connection, connecting to your goals and dreams. So what else? What was so profound for you today, my love? Like you had a busy day, lots of incredible people
Yeah.
you got to hang out with and connect with, but also you had your women's
Well, so
group mentorship.
for us, it was, there was definitely a theme across the board, which, happens a lot, but the the theme was rolling with the waves, right? Rolling with the waves. So if we think about that, it was interesting because on one of the calls, uh, we were talking about the time change and how that jacked schedules,
Sure.
how, we get so used to operating in one way, and then all of a sudden you're like thrown off the time change, you're tired, everything's jacked up, right? So how do you roll with it, and what do you do with that? So I likened it to, I grew up surfing, and so quite literally, like how you embrace the waves can be the difference of whether you get hurt, whether you suck water, or whether you enjoy yourself, right? And then you advance, right? How you roll with the waves, you can advance. And so it was interesting because, like, the more you learn how to roll with the waves and advance beyond them, the more confidence you have, the better communication you have, and the more commitment you have in life, right? So it was funny because, I mean, we have then going to the women's call, right? We had like almost 12 women on there. It was awesome, but like everybody is dealing with something. Now, it's not all the same. Some are dealing with hormonal issues, some are dealing with new babies and then the time change and schedules with that. Some are looking at selling their home and moving across the country.
Woo!
Some are looking at selling their home and business and moving out of state. Some are I mean, there's just like, you name it.
Lots of
We
change.
had have lots of it. So right, the theme is, a transition. Like there's definitely a transition, and how do we embrace the transition, and how do we operate within that, right? And then so that was really cool having that kind of conversation. It was really good, and just
What was the
recognizing.
answer to all that? Like,
Well, I mean,
how are you navigating the change and
well, again, are we fighting it? Are we fighting it? Are we rigid in what we're doing in our schedule even? And because that, that creates a wall that we come up against, that
Right.
creates the banging of the head, right?
Hmm.
And then so being able to be fluid in the transition, being fluid in, how we're rolling with it. We have tools. You're blowing hearts.
Oh, how funny.
So we have tools and whatnot. So
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
even the ox, right? There he is. It's a being able to go with the flow
yeah,
like water. It's good.
yeah.
Super
I
good.
mean, it's necessary. And so, for us, right, if we're looking at how our cycles are, we're in the second quarter, if you will, right? Or starting our new 12-week year. So moving into that transition, then I kind of challenged the women and to see what they were going to do new this next season. What new action are they taking to reach their goals?
It's good.
So, what are they committing to? And I got their commitments. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
pretty cool. So yeah, if you're a woman or male, we do group mentorship every Monday nights, Monday evening, excuse me, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do that through our school group, school.com, Epic Your Life. It's pretty cool. We have some content things there. Check it out. But yeah, these recordings are there too as well. So, but that's awesome, babe. Now, I was thinking about our men's call. Like we're reading a book together just to spark conversation with the men. Some good topics. We're reading the Windy Road to Excellence. And our focus for the men is just being epic leaders, right? Representing well, um, leadership and leading our family to greatness and having plan and having a strategy for getting results in our family and in our personal lives, our work life. Right? And so, what really stood out today was talking about the whole fact that this in this book, the author was talking about how he had the opportunity to take IBM to Europe, and he is the guy that ended up doing it, but this was way before it was there, and he went to take it there with the company he was with. And the owner shows up just as they're kind of putting this strategy together. They're actually in Europe doing the launch plan. He's like, I'm sorry, we're pulling out. The owner shows up and he's like, we don't have the budget. We're going to put the funds and things towards something else. And the guy was like, I'm going to still stay the course just without the budget. Like, and it's amazing. Like my point in saying that is then it just sparked our conversation as men. Like, how often do you quit just because the rug is pulled out from under you? And then we say, well, it must not be God's will. That was my big thing in the men's calls. Like, are you kidding me? So why wouldn't it be God's will for you to succeed? Well, you missed God's voice. No, come here. Listen for a second. Come here. Get over here. Because it's like, look, if your heart and you have a compassion for God, you have love and compassion for his people, like, come on. Like, I promise you, he wants you to succeed with whatever you put your hand at. And so, again, if you don't succeed, do you quit? That's the only way you can fail. It really is if you quit. There's always a solution. And that's the mindset that this book was talking about was it was cool. It's cool to hear that get with the men and get fired up with them. Like I do, I get fired up. And we're like, the only way you're gonna lose is if you quit. This guy figured out a solution and they even had some of their stuff stolen, like computers. Hey, we're going to do a presentation. Computer was stolen. Then they had a personal computer that they had to download. And this was in the day and age of dial up. So the guy all night downloaded the presentation all night because it was dial up. Like they just made it work no matter what. There's always a way where there seems to be no way. That's God's promise. And it's crazy that some of us don't recognize that. And we're like, we panic and freak out. And it's because what happens a lot of times, this is me talking about me. I can give you my example. I often start looking at the problem and all I can see is the problem versus, okay, it's real. Not trying to brush it under the rug. That's for dang sure. You don't brush your challenge or problem under the rug, but you sure don't let it consume your day and your mind and every thought because then you'll never be able to see a solution.
Mhm.
So then that's what's so profound is like the mindset of a victim says, well, I am, this and I have this issues and then they stay stuck on the problem again, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, relational problems, whatever it is, they stay stuck and that's all they live and that's their story is being attached to that problem versus, okay, I have a problem, I have a situation here. Now, solution mindset. What can be a solution? Let's get creative here. Creativity is a power, man. When you can get creative with coming up with a solution and finding alternatives and finding answers to those challenges, that's there's power in that. There's such freedom in that. And it was really cool because even the word says ask and keep on asking, seek and keep on seeking, knock and keep on knocking. Some of you may be watching this, if you're like me, you maybe asked once or twice, you seek after the answer once or twice, you knocked on a couple doors, and you're like, okay, I'm done. Not hardly. It doesn't say to ask and seek and knock, even there's no number there. It's actually infinity to keep on asking till you find the solution, because that's God's promises that there will always be a solution. Always. You're just not looking through the right lens. Got to look through the lens of resourcefulness. How can you be resourceful in this situation? Well, when you're looking for solutions, I promise you, that's a much better lens to look through. So it was really cool. It's kind of like looking for that oasis, right? It keeps you moving forward. You see that old cartoon where they're in the desert, they're about to die because they ain't got no water. And then they start seeing an oasis and they're like, and then they get farther and it's just fake and it's sand. But then they see another one and they keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real. Like that hope matters. And that's the God we serve. That's the one I choose to believe in, that loves us and wants what's best for us. Will continue to put hope in front of us. So I'm going to keep asking, seeking, and knocking. How many questions you asked today? I mean, seriously, people sometimes be like, I'm sorry for asking so many questions. I'm like, that's awesome. Keep asking questions. And if you think about it, the innocence and the beauty and the amazing mind of a child, think about it. You guys remember those 3, 4 year old kids, 5 year old? Dad, mom, what's that? Dad, mom, what's that? What's that? Why is that, mom? Why is that, dad? Like, because they're absorbing everything and they're teachable, they're coachable, they're being molded. It's just powerful. Why do we lose that? Knowledge of tree, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, maybe, tree of knowledge of right and wrong. So, anyways, it was pretty cool. So, how about some of the breakthroughs for clients? How about that? Got any to share? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, yeah, the breakthrough is rolling through the waves, right? And
Yeah.
how they did it. That was why that was the theme.
Yeah. The theme
So
got created out of the
yeah,
the
for sure.
process of rolling through things,
That's
our
what I
personal
mean.
lives.
Talking about, so that's why I even said that was that was what the theme that came, right? People with hormonal
Yeah.
issues that, are no longer allowing the emotions to knock them down,
Yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
rolling with the waves. That's a
Hmm.
breakthrough. People who have, long desired to move to a different country and build a business that,
Hmm.
they love are saying yes to an opportunity that was presented to them, right? Like there's a lot of,
Marriage,
yeah, marriage
weddings
happening.
coming up. We
Yeah.
have 2 of them in our community, 2 weekends in a row.
So,
Super awesome. And that's been an amazing journey. Just walking with them and just support and love and watching them mature and grow, connect and learning to make decisions together. Right? That's a whole different world, y'all. When you're single and you
mhm.
make all the decisions, and then all of a sudden you're getting married.
Especially when you've been single for a long time.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden decisions have to be with two minds.
Mhm.
But what's profound is if you're constantly looking to outgive the other, right? That's what we believe. If I'm giving, I'm trying my best to outgive this beautiful woman. I don't do too well. She wins a lot. But that's the mentality. Then you do find yourself coming into synchronicity, into flow. Think about it. If I'm giving and she's giving, think about the motioning. We're coming together, coming together. And it's like, like, wait a second, walls. Where how do you get into sync? You don't. And we go through it too. There's times where we get out of synchronicity, and she's like, because I'm like, or she's like, no, hold on. Back the truck up. That's Linda Potgieter. I do like that phrase, so that's kind of cool.
Mhm. I'm more to drop F-bombs, but
But it's like it's real. Like in life, when when you come into conflict, you either can learn to give and come in unity or put up a wall. So, all right,
that's the wrap.
Indiana, yo, join us.
Indiana, here we come. I'm excited to see you guys. I love you. Near
23rd.
and far.
That's
We're
right.
coming.
23rd, Epic Your Life
Gathering.
gathering on the 23rd in Indiana, Napanee. Reach out. We'll give you the address. It's getting bigger than we realized. There's a lot of people coming from 3, 4, 5 hours away, and we're like, really? And they're like, yeah, that's not that far. We're like, okay, I guess this is gonna be a blast. We're gonna have some food, maybe play some games, but just hang out, get to know you. If you have questions, bring your questions. We
We're
always
doing
do that.
potluck, right?
Yeah. Bring some food to share. We always love that. We'll have some food, but if you can't get any food or you don't want to, that's fine too. But if you want to bring something to share, everyone's all like, what do we bring? I don't care. Bring some chips, bring some meat, bring a dish, some chicken. That's always safe. So, bring something to share. Little what you would eat and a little bit more. All right. So March 23rd, that's this Saturday. We'd love to see you and hang out. And depending on how this goes, we'll do some more. Do some more gatherings. But Indiana is a hot spot for us for sure. Lots of people there. So cheers.
Cheers.
To many more marriages, and not just any marriage, but epic marriages for sure. So thanks for joining us tonight. We love you, bless you, and hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you next Monday for the next
Night.
Monday night nightcap. Have a good night.